Let's take a look at the color table editor in ProRaster. I'm using ProRaster Premium. So I have a lookup table layer algorithm displayed here, and these are the kinds of layers that we use color tables for. So you go to the color component, go to the color page on the color component, and you have this color table control here. So it gives you a preview of the color table, and it tells you the name of the color table, which is a system ramp pseudo color. So if I left click on this control, it pops up with this little window, and I can scroll down through all of the color tables that are available to the system. I can select one. You can use the up and down keys as well to go through, and choose Civitas by double clicking, and there's your color table. So all of your color tables are controlled from the color table editor. So bring up that dialog. And there's a list of categories here. So at the top is the recently selected color tables. So here's the ones that we've just selected in the last couple of minutes: pseudo color and Civitas, which of course was the last one that we selected. If you want, you can just clear this list. That just throws away those the memory that they've been used. It doesn't actually delete any color tables. Then there are 3 system color tables. These are all installed with ProRaster when you install ProRaster. So you have your color ramps. Color ramps are just simple color tables from one color to another color. So there's only 2 colors in the whole table actually defined, and then all the other colors are just interpolated between those 2 colors, either in red, green, blue space or in hue saturation space, like pseudo color, for example. Then you have your system color tables. So these are tables are actually defined on disk, and all the colors in the tables will be specified. And you can see here the directory in which these color tables are found. They're in the program data directory under RGE, Roberts Geospatial Engineering, color tables, system tables. The ramps are not stored in a directory. These are not actually on disk. They're just programmatically generated. The system color maps, again in the program data directory under system maps. So these are color tables that combine color with data. And so you can define a data transform from specific data values and specific data ranges to color using these simple color tables. And we'll just demonstrate that straight away. So for example, we have here this GEBCO global terrain data set with bathymetry. So we can choose one of these user-defined color tables, or from here, from this external folder, we want this Atlas color table, and I need to select that from here as well. There it is. So if I select that color, that data mapped color table, then you can see that we get a more sensible display where all the ocean is shades of blue, and on all the land is shades of greens and browns and right up to white on the highest peaks. So we've actually defined a transform and a color table in one step, but in the algorithm we need to specify that color table as the transform and as the source of the color. So going back to the editor, after our system color maps, we have our user-defined color tables. You can see that's in program data, RGE color tables, user tables. So whenever you create your own color tables, you'll probably put them into this particular folder. Then there's this separator in the control, this dotted line, and below it you can see there's external folders. So these are any external folders that have color tables in them, and you can add new external folders as you see fit. So in this one I've just got a few color tables, but we can go to the Add button up the top here. We'll go Add a new external directory and browse into, for example, map info, into the into raster, color palettes. So select that color palettes folder, and now we've got that as an additional external folder, and it has squillions and squillions of color tables in it. And you can now use any of these color tables in the algorithm because they'll become available in this color table selector. So just going to delete that again, don't really want that. Okay, so that's our categories. So let's go to user define color tables. So let's create a new color table. So over here you have an edit button. This allows you to edit the selected color table. And up here you have some create buttons. So this one here will create a new color table in the current folder, which is in our user defined tables. And this one down here will copy the selected color table and create a new color table. So we only allow you to edit color tables that are in a particular format, which is an extended LUT format. So even though we can link to color tables of a wide variety of different formats and read them, we don't allow you to edit them. But we do allow you to copy those color tables into an XLUT format, and then you can edit that copy. So I'm going to create a new color table. It's going into the user tables folder. The first thing I have to do is I have to give it a unique name, and it names it automatically for you, and it's got a tick here which says that that name is unique. Okay. So you can create a simple color lookup table, a color lookup table with a data map, or you can create a legend lookup table. So this is just another kind of table. It's not actually a legend that you might think of, as in something you would display on a map. It's just a table where there's no interpolation between colors, and each color maps to a discrete data range or text value. So let's create a standard table. Hit OK. So it appears in our list. Now we can edit it. And it brings up this little dialog, which is your spreadsheet style editor for your color table. So up the top here we have a preview of the color table. It's telling us how many colors are in the table, and it's telling us how we're doing our interpolation. At the moment it's in HSL space. If I put that into RGB space, we get a completely different result. So in the table itself there are only two colors defined. Let's go back to HSL. So the bottom color is blue and the top color is red. Now there are 255 colors between the blue and the red, and then there's the red color. So this is how many colors we're interpolating between this color and the next color. Now to edit the color, you can come in here and select something like that. Or you can hit the custom button and select something like that. And you get a different kind of color. You can change the number of colors here, so we just make that say 7. Now we've got a total of 8 colors, so 7 colors grading from this green towards this brown, and then the final color, which is that brown. If you want to put in additional colors, then click in the right hand side column, which in this case is the count column, and it's the same in all of these editors. Click in that right column and then hit return, and that will duplicate the row that you were on when you click. So it's duplicated this row here. So we can come in, we can change this color. We can say that there's only 4 colors between there and the next. Oops, type something silly there, and then we can, well, let's add in a couple more and just do something silly. And there's our color table so far. If we don't like those, Then click in the leftmost column, which in this case is the color, and then hit the backspace key. So it deletes that row. Bonk, bonk. Now we're back up to here. I can see that there was a bug there with the update on the color table. Alright, and so that's how you edit this thing. There's an undo button, so you can undo the changes that you made all the way back to nothing if you want. And once you're finished, you hit OK. So there's our color table. Blow it away. Now let's create a new color table. This time we'll use a color data map. Here's our new color table. I'm going to edit it. So it looks kind of the same, except this time we have a data column. So let's put in some new columns. And we're just going to do, say, 4 colors. And then let's come up to this one, do this one, do this one, do say this one, do this one, do this one, do this one. So there's our color table. Now, so what we've got is 4 colors between each of these different colors, and at the first color we can set the data value. So I can say this will be minus 100, this will be minus 25, this will be 0, that might be sea level, 250. Now did you see what just happened there? I typed in 250 and it adjusted everything after that value. That's because these data values must be continuously increasing. So if I go and type 0 into here, it's going to adjust the ones before it, because it must enforce that rule that they're all increasing. If I put 1,000 in here, it's going to adjust. So this green color is going to map to 1,000. Well, let's perhaps fix this. So we'll go 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. This yellow will map to 3,000. In between the green and the yellow, the colors will map linearly between 2,000 and 3,000. So that's my color table. We can probably select it. That's what it looks like. You can see that it's data mapped. So we've got colors below 0 for the sea level and colors above 0 for land. Right, so let's go to another example. Let's create a legend. So we can have a legend where we map a color to either a discrete data value, or a discrete text value, or a range of values. So say from 10 up to and including 20, or a continuous range of values. So this would be 10 up to but not including 20, and then say 20 up to but not including 30. So let's just do a data value. Oh, and I've made an error because that color table already exists. So let's call this my legend. Now I'll go into the editor. So now we have a discrete table of colors. There's no interpolation between any of these colors. So the number of rows we've got is the number of colors that we have in the table. And we have a data value associated with each one of these. These things don't have to be in any order. And out here we can have a label. So this is Copa. Oop. Cabana. Cabana. It's hard to spell Copacabana. And that's all there is to it. Again, we have the undo button. Let's go out of that, blow it away. We'll create a new legend, this time with discrete values. Again, I have to rename it. We'll edit it. So now we have a color and then a minimum and a maximum value. So if we go from 10 to 20, and this time we're enforcing the rule that the ranges have to be monotonically increasing. Which kind of makes it easy to put in just a set of ranges. And again, we can have our label. And again, with editing, if you want to add a new row, you go out onto the right hand side, hit return, and that will duplicate that row. And if you want to delete a row, go to the left, the color, and hit backspace, and that will delete a row. And okay, let's get rid of that. This time we'll create a legend. Continuous ranges are the same, maybe with a text value just to show you what you need to do. I keep getting caught by that, don't I? My legend, edit. And in this case, we're matching color to a string. So this can be dog, cat, bird, or more likely it's going to be something like urban, forest, sparse, grassland. And you can put a label out here. Again, to duplicate, hit return. Ooh, there's a bug. And to delete, hit backspace. We'll fix that bug up. So that's a legend. Now, just one other thing I want to show you is this button here, which is create a new color table from the selected table. So let's go to something like a system color ramp where we just have, say, light green. Now we can create a new color table from this selected table. It comes up with the same dialog. So this is modified light green. And you don't have to create the same kind of color table from the thing that you're copying. So you can just create a table, for example, and just copy the color. Or you can create a map and put in new data values, or you can use it as a legend. So let's just create it as a table, hit OK. There it is in our user-defined color tables. We can edit it. And now, instead of this white color, I just want a very light green color. Okay. And instead of this bright green color, I want a dark green color. And instead of 255 colors, we'll just have 16 colors. And there's my modified light green table. And that's the color table editor in ProRaster.